So I don't know if you all remember, but back in the day, Boys to Men used to have a song called Simpin Ain't Easy. Get on your hands and knees and lift your eyebrows. Simpin ain't easy. And if you want to get it, you got to be willing to cry and beg and plead when you need. What? All right, what's happening, everybody? It is your boy, Ken O'Shawn, with the one and only The Sip Room. And yes, today I want to talk about how simping ain't easy. But even more importantly, I want to focus in on the fact that a lot of you all still don't understand what I mean when I'm talking about a simp. And so I'm going to clarify just a few things because there are a lot of different terminologies. But look, I'm going to just make it plain and simple. In my opinion, I'm redefining what a simp is because the world defines the simp as the lame and all of that. But we are saying the simps are the guys that are good, that treat people right, that treat women right. A guy that takes care of his family. A guy that takes care of his woman. But most importantly, a guy that takes care of himself. Now, a lot of times, you know, when you look at that, that could be looked upon as being lame, as being whack, and most importantly, the world's definition of a simp. But, you know, I'm at this point in life where I'm not scared to step out here and come against what we consider what is considered a simp. Because like I told you all in a previous video, technically I was considered a simp all my life. The person that wasn't thugging and all that was, you know, that wasn't me. So I was considered a simp. And I remember as being that person, it was not easy. Now, what does that mean? Simping ain't easy. Well, look at it like this. Number one, it's not easy because when you are a good guy, good guys are not necessarily always the most desirable. And one of the things that's going to be real key in what I'm talking about is that when the simps are not desirable, we have a tendency to go after the women that just might reject us. And so as we keep trying this, we keep going after what may be considered impossible, what may be considered the thing that may not work for us, or there's something on the inside of us that wants to go after this person that may not be good for us, because they don't accept us. And let me tell y'all something, in 2023, 2024, please do not go after anybody that does not accept you. And so now I'm gonna tell a story. I remember, you know, when I was in the dating world, it was some long time ago. I remember there was somebody, I told you all the last video, there was somebody that I had liked when I was younger. Now I'm gonna talk about when I was a more mature adult. There was this girl who I really, really liked. Yeah, I really, really liked her. And the problem with it was that I always would wonder why when I took her out or whatever, she always was just a little bit distant. It was always this level of distance, or we could only go out in the afternoon. Bruh. When I would take her home, I always felt like it was necessary for me to walk her to her door, but she always told me to stay in the car. Bruh. So I was wondering what was going on. Now, because this was the epitome of what I thought I wanted at the time, or this was the image, because, you know, a lot of times men, we drawn by what we see, not necessarily always by what we feel, but we're drawn by what we see. And because of the caliber of person of who I was at that time, I felt like I was a good person and I wanted to be in a settled down situation. And this girl at that time fit everything that I thought I wanted. But there was a part of me in my simpism, there was a part of me that really just wasn't whole. And I am an incomplete person still trying to go after something that I desire, but it really wasn't it. So let me tell you what I found out. Obviously, the situation didn't work out. And I always felt like I was fighting for this person's love, or I was doing everything I possibly could to get this person's love. But the reality of it was that I was just a filler for what she ultimately wanted. What she ultimately wanted the whole time, I didn't know she had a live-in boyfriend. And I just was the one paying for the food. I was just the one paying for the expensive dates. And most importantly, I was the one that was fulfilling the emotional void that was in her life. And so what was being portrayed to me was a person that honestly cared. And I'm not saying that she didn't, but I think the other side of it was, as she showed me, because of my lack of receiving affection, the little bit that I would get from the quote unquote dream person that I had felt like 100. The 5% that she gave me felt like 100. And that's how a lot of us end up in toxic situations. So when you are a good woman, because you know the song Brush Your Shoulders Off, ladies is pimps too, go on brush your shoulders off. I'm gonna say this, ladies is simps too, go on brush your shoulders off. We both, whether you're a man or a woman, we both can fall in this category. And part of the reason for me doing this is to protect the good people out here. The good men, the good women are out here. This is not a one-sided situation. My ultimate goal is to protect all of us from being in a space where we're vulnerable to the wrong nouns in our life. What are nouns? People, places, and things. Especially with this subject that I'm talking about right now, I don't want us to get in a part where we're so vulnerable to certain people because of the voids that are filled in our life. And in one of the next videos that I have coming out, I'm going to talk about putting boundaries around your simpism. In other words, putting boundaries around your niceness. Because you know what? Nice ones are not celebrated. Good men and good women are not celebrated. We are not put on TV like the other ones are. We are not, the ones that are holding themselves to high regards and all that don't get celebrated like the ones that ain't. And I'm not trying to come against anybody else, but I'm just telling you, based off of the society that we live in, somebody needs to be the voice for the good people that are out here. And somebody needs to be the voice of women. Ladies, guard your heart. Men, guard your heart. Because you may be fulfilling the void for what this other person ain't doing in that person's life. But then at the same time, your return is going to be zero. Let me make that clear. Your return is going to be zero. You done spent all this time, emotional energy, money, especially the money. Oh God, all the money I spent, Jesus help me, Lord. Into somebody that is not going to be around. I'm not saying that every situation that you ever get in, especially when you're in that dating phase, is going to work out. And let me make this clear. This is not the dating show. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything: friendships, relationships, work situations, all that stuff. We're going to talk about life in general. But what I am saying to you is that there have to be boundaries around you being that good person. Because guess what? If there's not, you will find yourself in a space where your heart is with somebody that can't even accept it. Your heart got delivered to a place that don't even accept packages. Your heart is now in the hands of somebody that don't even want it. And what's the worst thing than being with somebody that don't even like you? The Bible tells us to love our enemies. And if the Bible tells us to love our enemies, it never said that we need to like them. And my challenge for you today is make sure, whether it's a friendship, relationship, whatever, that you being a good person, a good man, a good woman, that you get with people that like you. Because if I got to love my enemies, it don't mean I got to like them. And so guard your hearts. It's your boy, Kendall Sean. This is the Simp Room. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, comment below on what you think about this video. But let me also say this. Have you ever been in a situation like me before and you gave your heart to somebody that wasn't worthy of it? Comment that below. And let me say this. I am grateful for the 43 views that I got on my last video. And for the 10 subscribers that I got to the channel, you want to know why? Because possibly one day this thing could have a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of subscribers. But I want to document now that I'm grateful for the few of you all that decided to rock with your boy. It's your boy, Kenneth Sean. It's the Simp Room. I'm out.